Familiar. Yo, guys, welcome to another episode of my podcast, In My Opinion podcast. In my motherfucking opinion podcast. I know I promised to be consistent, and I know I'm not consistent enough because I'm meant to drop episodes back to back if I'm meant to be that consistent, as I said, or as I promised. It was crazy, man. My schedule is very tight. I barely have time for myself, so I'm taking out of my tight schedule to record this eventually. I have to push myself through to do this. Well, in this episode, I'll be talking about diligence. I'm not here to preach about you being diligent or anything. I just want to share my opinion on the concept diligence. So, we all know the meaning of diligence. We all know what it is to be diligent in what we are doing. So, I don't need to start explaining what diligence is at the end of the day. We all understand what it is. Even if you don't even understand the dictionary meaning, you should have an overview or have an idea of what the word is. And honestly, I want to talk about how it's difficult to be diligent in naij. It's very good to be competitive. I love being competitive. I would like to have a circle of friends where we compete. Healthy competition. Not all this Nigerian kind of competition. We're not going to juju on ourselves, we're not going to jazz on ourselves up and down. But I love an healthy competition where we compete for something. On the neutral ground, we try our best to be the best version of ourselves and we try to get better, iron sharpeneth iron. But it's very difficult to be diligent in naij because in an organization, honestly, it attracts enemies. Because people don't like to do things right, honestly. People are so lazy and they feel their lazy energy is enough to get them to the height they want to. I don't know if you get my point though, but that's the idea. So a lot of people, when they now see there's another person who is very diligent at what he or she is doing, they tend to envy the person or probably dislike the person because to them they take it as a competition and they don't think they can do the right thing to meet up. When you cannot do the right thing to meet up, then you start eating automatically. And honestly, it's very difficult to be diligent in our environment because in that sense, you try to be careful because you don't want a lot of enemies in your workspace. Because in that sense, if you have a lot of enemies, you'll not be able to perform at your highest peak or whatever. So you try to blend in so it doesn't seem like you're doing too much. They say you're doing too much. You're doing your best, they say you're doing too much. It's very fucked up in our country. When they see you're diligent in our space, Nigeria, they think you're trying to outshine them. And honestly, it's not even about outshining anybody. There's sometimes I decide to be lazy and sometimes I get so crazy about my work. Whenever I get crazy about my work, honestly, I'm always doing it because I want to be better than what I was before. The way I was working before. That's just the idea and that's just psychology. And I feel a lot of other diligent people are also like that. They necessarily don't really think about them competing with other people or trying to outshine others. They just think of themselves and try to I can do this to get better, and you try to be more diligent. Whereas it attracts enemies, it attracts dislikes because of the kind of space we are. Because look at our politicians also. They are not diligent in whatever they do, but they get to that height. At the end of the day, a lot of people in the society looks up to all these kind of people, and in that sense, and they kind of feel they can get to that height by just being a lazy person or just being a normal person doing normal thing without knowing there needs to be an extra work called diligence, or without knowing they need to be more diligent in what they are doing to get to the height they want to get to. Because honestly, with the concern person with anybody, not the concern with anybody actually, just me versus me in this beat. Trust me, honestly, I've seen this live. I've seen people being diligent and other people trying to bring them down because of those people being diligent. In fact, they gang up against those people. The phrase people use is, they are doing too much. This person does too much. Man, what did they do that guy? He doesn't do too much. Maybe one made the boss like him or something like that. It's not even about the boss, because at the end of the day, sometimes the boss does not even pick out the most diligent person for promotion. The boss picks out the most loved person for promotion. Sometimes, especially in a kind of work organization whereby they don't merit themselves based on the work. They merit themselves based on the way they farm themselves, their relationships. So most times, a diligent person is not even doing for anybody, it's just doing for themselves. It's a very powerful thing to be diligent also, because committing yourself to something is a very cool thing. I mean, you can drift away, you can like digress, you can skip some days. I mean, I don't advise you to skip some days at the end of the day, because I mean, gradually that's how you get off the track. But if you commit yourself to something, I mean, you can always take a break, refresh yourself, and come back. But it's a very beautiful thing and wonderful thing to be committed to something. I'm not saying committed to someone. So people will be like, oh yeah, I have to be committed to someone. If you like, go be committed to someone, you go, yeah, when with your breakfast. But why some Africans are diligent in what they do, they tend to forget that there's moderation in everything. At least wear clothes and safety kits, because I've seen a lot of people on TikTok, I mean, a lot of diligent people working very hard to make this money, doing the right thing, doing legit jobs and shit. But the thing is, because they want to show their diligence, they don't take care of themselves. Like, imagine a bricklayer that's trying to be diligent. Let me just use that scenario. In Nigeria now, most bricklayers, while at their work, they don't put on safety kits, they don't put on helmets, they don't put on boots, they don't put on any of these things, just to show their bricklayers. I mean, life not supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to reach that extent. I mean, you can get all your safety kits and work diligently. I mean, you dressing up and trying to look fit for the job you're doing should not stop your diligence. In fact, it should enhance it. I mean, most Africans out there should enhance their diligence by like doing the right thing. I know some people will also be like, what will be, yeah, anything will happen, go happen. Yes. Honestly, like, waiting for be sometimes, most times they are avoidable. So if you can avoid it by doing the right thing, I mean, you just do the right thing, because they condemn every way to be better. Some people say you putting on aprons, I mean, work aprons and shit like that. They'll think you're forming, you're doing paparazzi. I mean, I don't wear this clothes on top of your body, man, for God's sake. Now my body, I had to wear the clothes on top. So I mean, in that sense, I'm like doing the thing for myself, just trying to do things right. I see some electricians also, they will not put on gloves, they'll just try to touch everything. I see they follow all these lights, probably dances Stoner, Michael Faraday, or feel like they can control anything because they just want to show their diligence in their work. But whereas they're doing things wrongly, and as much as we like to use our body to work for Africa, I will employ a lot of people to like get safety kits, get your work kit. I mean, it's always necessary. It's necessary, man. You cannot just be walking like an animal. Because honestly, we've learned that most people break down from work and it affects their health and shit like that. And that's because they're not doing the right thing. Imagine the person where they carry what they call a pan on the head. Bricklayers where they carry pan on the head directly. Morning to night, they feel say it's strong. Man, the day where you go break down and you go nasty, none of your savings can save you then. You go meet Jesus to save you, Jesus saves. And honestly, getting all this equipment and other things to enhance our jobs, make our work faster, makes our work better. So while we're trying to be diligent in our work way, we can also do things the right way. That's what I'm trying to say, dude. We should be smart about our actions, and we should look up to those whose work ethic are better than us. As a podcaster, if I'm not consistent enough and I want to get in the groove back, I listen to other podcasts and I'll be like, yo, I need to like be in the zone back. I need to do this thing. We try to watch others to motivate ourselves, and we can get better from there. It's not like thinking of how to compete with other podcasters and trying to beat them at their game. Honestly, I don't still be that one. I'm just trying to find a way to record better, to be able to express myself better to my listeners. Simple as that, shikena. So we should just look up to people whose work ethic are better, and we should be open to a better competition in an LD way, because it makes us get better. Emphasis on iron sharpness iron. And honestly, if you find yourself guilty of criticizing others who are more diligent than you, I guess this is a wake-up call. Give your life to Christ and stop being judgmental of those that are diligent around you. I guess the universe made this episode for you to change your ways, or you'd perish. As the religious people will say. I mean, if you know hear them, you guys perish by force by fire. But it is what it is. I hope I've been able to share my perspective on diligence. It's very great to be diligent. I would love if everyone can be diligent in their workspace. I mean, that's where we can get better. That's where we can get Africa to a better state. So if you have listened up to this moment, Man, I really appreciate. Thank you guys for sticking with me, even though I'm not that consistent enough. But I mean, I'll try to get better gradually and gradually. So until the next episode, I remain your man, Tooluu. Cheers.